The Minister of Health, Professor Isaac Adewale, says inaccurate data of people living with HIV and AIDS in Nigeria has negatively impacted on federal government's efforts to control the spread of HIV and AIDS in Nigeria. The minister made the observation at the signing of a $20 million American funding for the Nigeria HIV and AIDS Indicator and Impact Assessment Survey. The minister, however, expresses confidence that the new deal will assist government in planning its approaches to eliminating HIV and AIDS in Nigeria. The federal government says the nation has lost over 106 people to the outbreak of Lassa fever that affected most states between January and May this year. Addressing journalists in Abuja about the current state of the outbreak, the Minister of Health describes the epidemic as the largest in Nigeria's history. A total of 423 cases of Lassa fever were confirmed between January and May this year, resulting in 106 deaths, with states like Ondo, Edo and Ebonyi as worst hit by the outbreak.
The emergency phase of the Lassa fever outbreak is over. You may recall that since the beginning of the year 2018, we have experienced the largest Lassa fever outbreak in the history of Nigeria. As at 7th May 2018, we had 423 confirmed cases and 106 deaths. The end of the outbreak, which announced, does not mean we will no longer record cases of Lassa fever. So Nigerians shouldn't go to sleep. What it means is that at least the threat has been minimized.
Thank you for staying with us. Residents of Jikoyi community, a satellite town in Abuja, have expressed serious dissatisfaction over what they describe as unregulated electricity billing, which has been employed by Abuja Electricity Distribution Company. The residents claim that the billing is affecting small businesses in the community. In this week's Focus on FCT, we take a look at the electricity situation in Jikoyi.
Residents of Jikoyi community, a suburb of Abuja, Nigeria's capital city, take to the streets protesting the estimated electricity billing system of the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company. The placards in the hands of these protesters say it all. They are dissatisfied with the estimated electricity billing system adopted by the company. According to the protesters, the action is a last resort to call for the urgent intervention of federal lawmakers and regulatory authorities, since all other avenues to address the situation have failed.
We have made various concerted efforts via letters, correspondences to Karu, Jikoyi service area, even AEDC main zone 4. To no avail. They keep giving us excuses. Some instances they tell you there are no prepaid meters available. Even those that were able to get prepaid meters, arguably, some of them got it at the cost of 100,000 naira.
There is a neighbor of mine that was given 50,000 in February. He went and paid that 50,000. By end of March, they gave him 21,000. The question is, what is the rationale for this type of irregular bills? So what we are saying, we want to call on government to please come in and assist the Jikoyi people, because we are suffering, we have suffered in silence. Enough is enough.
Yes. I have the instructions of the chairman of this association to file legal action against AEDC in the absence of them not restoring the prepaid meters in this environment within a space of 7 days. So we are giving them 7 days notice, absence of which legal will seek for legal redress.
We have on our oaths many a time trying ensuring that we help this company in our own limited capacity to ensure that even their revenues are collected easily. We have partners with all the community leaders in ensuring that their electricity bills are paid. But it becomes very, very unconstitutional and very, very illegal when you begin to ask people to pay for what they did not use. So it is on this ground we are hopefully that the company are going to be realistic in ensuring that they do the needful.
Estimated electricity billing system is a method used by distribution companies, DISCOs, to estimate a customer's power consumption and bills where such a customer does not have a meter. The system has constantly been a source of friction between consumers and distribution companies. Hence, it formed the crux of discussions as the House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee investigating excess charges by the DISCOs held a public hearing during the week where the AEDC explained its activities.
We don't want you to pay for the service not used. And we want to keep the DISCOs, the distribution companies, on their toes to make sure they deliver services to people.
If for the month of April, when you estimated billing, a consumer pays 10,000 naira, under what heading will you come back with 15,000 naira the next month? Did you go to investigate that an iron or air conditioner was added to that house?
Our approach is, if we have to rely on the transformer, which is locally feeding you, even if we have metered all the customers, we marry that effort with a survey of the load, where we physically go there and say, okay, how many bulbs do you have, how many? So you have some sensible ratio of sharing, so that even under that arrangement, there is a basis of sharing which is a bit fair. The volume of energy which has been fed to the cluster is different month by month. So that's the reason why it may not look constant. If it's constant even for months, for example, let me give a good example. Customers may not be aware that there has been a dramatic improvement in the amount of energy we are getting from the system. In the last year or so, AEDC energy were averaging something like 400, 390 megawatts. As of today, we are hitting over 500, 590, and so on and so on, because more generation is coming on.
An estimated 2.8 million electricity users in Abuja are not metered. The number of unmetered electricity consumers remains high, despite several interventions by the federal government.